There was no sinning, no empty eyes. In the beginning, no calculated lies, no soul-sucking violence. Of explaining silence, of the soft caress, of exciting silence. Only the wonder of uncharted miles. In the beginning, there were smiles.
And here we are. All right. Going to draw Werewolf Detective. Oh, Werewolf Detective. I think I initially want to do an audio play of Werewolf Detective. I think about it off and on, and then I could adapt that into a comic book, you know. But anyway, some new additions to the cast were conjured on the Pat Dixon live stream, aided and abetted by AI art. And oh boy, a narrative already begins to form. So of course he's werewolf detective, and so he gets hired. He's a private eye, and usually those cases involved insurance scams or infidelity, and usually infidelity. And of course, in old detective stories, it would always lead to something else, some sort of murder plot or what have you. Um, and so there's always a damsel in distress or perhaps a femme fatale who comes into the detective's office suspicious about her husband, boyfriend, what have you. And so going to draw out a scene there and probably do a second drawing where it's more like a movie poster type thing, something like that, so that I could fit all the characters in. Or maybe just do the scene here where the what is that? The damsel slash femme fatale enters the office of one werewolf detective. So we'll go ahead and have werewolf detective here. And of course, Pat is would play the character of werewolf detective. I got to give him some pointy ears here. And the werewolf look, I'm just going for the Wolfman from the old Universal, which is I think is the best. I mean, probably more accurate to the lore of werewolves is later movies where it's basically a guy with a dog's head. It's a wolf's head replaces his original head, and all of that. Whereas it wasn't quite like that. They tried to do the nose like he has a snout of a more canine looking snout, that sort of thing, and then just a lot of fur. And then, oh no, I can't control myself, and I go out and commit murder on a full moon and all that. In the case of Werewolf Detective, the story I'm leaning with is, he got involved with the wrong woman who turned out to be a witch. And this is in keeping with the actual werewolf lore. When Hollywood took it over, they invented all this stuff, your silver bullets and all that sort of thing, but also the idea that if you're attacked by a werewolf and you survive, then you too will become a werewolf. They're kind of taking from vampire stuff, But for the most part, in werewolf lore, it was like spells would do it. Sometimes there was like a salve or something you could rub on yourself, and you would turn. And these people wanted to become these wolves, and I don't know, the strength and power or whatever, and other accounts was it was something satanic or whatever. The devil would grant you the power to become a wolf, and it was always this sort of idea of the fear of man to give in to animal urges and whatnot, and lose his reason and become a savage beast, and that sort of thing. And that was probably the whole point of the story and what have you. But usually, if you were attacked by a werewolf, you didn't survive it. So there were literal cases of people being tried for being a werewolf and stuff like that. And this one guy who had all these stories he would tell, I don't think they executed him. I think they ended up putting him what passed for an asylum then. Maybe left him in a monastery for monks to look after. But the guy had this whole story that he would turn into a werewolf. He went to hell to battle the devil, teach him a lesson or something like that. I'm forgetting the guy's name. I think this was a case out of France from their olden days. So I was going to go for more. This guy's cursed. But I guess the curse wasn't done quite right. He doesn't go nuts. He doesn't go around, attacking people and eating people and all that sort of stuff. He's just it's kind of like Teen Wolf, but in his case, he's stuck. He can't change back to normal guy. And but with his canine senses and all that, it aids in his profession of being a werewolf detective because he can sniff things out. Now, a lot of the approach of the story is that he's got these cases, but he rarely solves any of them. He ends up, I got to go to the grocery store first, and the story never really gets to the point, or it just gets solved on its own. I was thinking something like that, which is kind of similar to some of the stories I did with Night Night. Of course, he would take credit anyway, but here would be the deal, and he's werewolf detective. So if there was ever like a missing persons thing, he'd be the guy you'd go to, So you give him some crap that he's got to sniff. And yeah, I know exactly where they went. They went out of town, see? Stuff like that. So the character, our femme fatale, or damsel in distress, whatever, introduced on the live stream was a character by the name of Hagatha. Yeah. So here we got to have her walk in to Werewolf Detective's office. He's just sitting there smoking. Oh, right here, get the cigarette smoke. That's how you do cigarette smoke in comic book world. Maybe a few little embers of ash flaking off, fluttering away. So anyway, we'll just put a placeholder here for the head for the moment, just to get our metrics right. And yeah, she walks in, and this is, I'm desperate. I need you. This character had a great rack in the AI image. It was impressive. But well, there's more to the story. So here she comes, and hey, do you think Werewolf Detective can resist her feminine wiles? Once you lead him into a trap. So there you got the typical scene you would see in one of those stories. Let's see here. I'll give her a little purse or purse, yeah. One of those things. The simpler, the better. Instead of one of those ginormous bags with God knows what's all in it. Yeah, you know, hey, so far, not bad, eh? Well, right. How can there be another? Well, man, I didn't really position this right. Uh, yeah, it's not going to work that way, but it doesn't really matter. The main thing, I think, what's really telling about the character is, well, the face, the head, really. Uh, this might give you a clue. And she's got very nervous and worried eyes. She's really troubled and desperately needs werewolf detective's help. Her name is Hogatha. Here, we'll give her a little pearl necklace there. That'll really spice things up on it. She has a third leg. No, an actual leg. Uh, and the way I positioned the figure here, not really going to get the full extent of that. So that'll have to be in the next drawing. It's like, do I lead a charmed life or what? Oh, werewolf detective. I'm at the end of my rope. You're the only one who can help me. I'm not sure I'm the one who can't help you with that. Let's see here. Remember. Oh, werewolf detective. Oh, werewolf detective. Do you suspect your significant other of chasing after God knows what behind your back? Well, werewolf detective will make sure that we'll find out for sure to give you peace of mind. The news may not be great, but at least you'll know what to do next. So he definitely follows his nose. It's damn well know it's always going to know. We'll just have that fade into the background. Yes. Yes. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, wait. Probably can't do that either. I usually have a window here. And there would probably be a lot of, well, no, there would be the Venetian blinds. I'm a detective, see? And I'm a werewolf. I mean, he's like, oh, wouldn't he have to go out and get blood and stuff? And he says, no, he could just go to Popeye's Chicken or something like that. You know, I mean, you're still getting the same amount of substance. And that's what he does. So, you know, this is a clear case of some guy who ended up with lemons and, hey, look at that. He made some lemonade. How about that? And he's like, I'm going to sniff this shit out, John. No, I'm not going to eat it. And I was like, man, looks like she's gone and hired werewolf detective. Oh, shit. Dun, 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 dun. Oops. Werewolves don't detect, they sniff. So I was sitting in the office and suddenly I had a hankering for pork chops. And then guess what walked in? Doodle-doodle, doodle-doodle. And her name was Agatha. Agatha Hampstead or some shit like that. Yeah, don't have to worry about that side. We're gonna have that one. It'll fade out. It'll fade out. So, who wouldn't want to see a series about werewolf detective? Yes, when she wears a bikini, there's a curlicue tail sticking out the back. I'm desperate. Well, no argument here. No, you don't understand. Of course, in this case, well, for this story, when we get to the husband here, or significant other, rather, um, I have to get into why she would be so possessive, you know? But these things happen in all kinds of circumstances. So it was Hagatha all along. Uh, yeah, not looking forward to the Agatha all along show. Um, it just seems like it was a bad idea. And already the promotion for it is just, well, we just want to talk about the mysterious kid who's gay in the show, you know. So, well, what else is there? What do you mean? Hmm. So, that's probably all there is. But anyway, it's one of those things that's not the Agatha from the comic books. That's, you know, and plus it's just representative. I don't know. Maybe someone could have done it. Hey, what are the odds that the show's actually good? Um, every now and then accidents do happen. Uh, but it just reminds me of there was a lot of potential to the WandaVision show. And then come to find out that it was deliberately sabotaged because the Doctor Strange is supposed to be in it. But they suddenly noticed, hey, he's white and a man. And so they had to suddenly drop that and didn't really have anything else to follow up on it, you know. And oh, well, how do we end the show, you know? And so all the potential and intriguing things of it was basically just furniture. And it was completely stripped of whatever it was supposed to be. Kevin Feige himself comes out and takes credit for that. You know, okay, so but strange things do happen. It's to this day, I'd say the Miss Marvel show is their best show, and probably because they just didn't pay attention to it. And speaking of werewolves, Werewolf by Night, that little movie they did, that was pretty good. Most of the D plus Marvel shows are pretty bad. But like I said, accidents do happen, so maybe. But you know, it would be nice if there was a sense of professionalism like there used to be. And shouldn't we try to make this good? But of course, you know, meritocracy and professionalism and the ambition of trying to provide entertainment for your audience when you're in the entertainment business. These are all aspects of the white supremacist patriarchal social constructs and are therefore invalid. We got to burn everything down and try to build something new to get to where we were always supposed to be. That's right. There we are. Werewolf Detective. Hmm. Perhaps there's too much fur here. I wonder if he like went for a shave or something, and how long would it take to grow back? Yeah, the usual other characters, so Nosferatu would be in it. He runs a bar. Damn, other pin's going. Well, that's embarrassing. Plus the chair making its noises. I just can't tolerate that. Um, so Nosferatu would be the bartender. He runs the bar and all that stuff. His bouncer is the Frankenstein monster. So see, it all makes sense. Maybe this one will work. No, I don't even. Why am I always so woefully prepared? Well, probably the story of my life. So a lot of the classic old monster characters would be utilized. So Nosferatu, whatever case, uh, Werewolf Detective's on, you can sit there and gripe and groan about it and that kind of thing. And Nosferatu would suggest you ought to quit and do something else or something like that. And he's never going to listen to it. And that would be sort of the template. Don't know what to call the bar though. No. Maybe the creature from the Black Lagoon. I have to call him something else, of course. Just the fish man or something. But he would be drunk like a fish. So he would be drunk and on the floor all the time. And then the Frankenstein monster has to throw him out, stuff like that. But they're just the characters. Meanwhile, one of the main mob bosses would be, the Petridge Farm guy. In order to avoid any, legal troubles, we'll call it Petridge Pharma. Yes, Petridge Pharma remembers. See, that's the thing, because we were talking about it. Petridge Farm remembers. It sounds like a threat. And I'm going to go with that. So a kindly gentleman farmer type looking dude. And yet he's running, all the illegal gambling, prostitution, and drug running, and fencing stolen goods, and all the rackets. It's Petridge Pharma. That's everybody knows not to mess with the farm. You best remember, because Petridge Farm remembers that kind of thing, Meanwhile, you got strange things like this coming along. Agatha the pig woman. Well, she used to work in the circus. They're doing at the carnival, the freak show circuit, stuff like that. And then, well, she met someone that she felt, this is the one. This is the one I was meant to be with. Her soulmate, if you will. Yeah. But as with all paradises, there was trouble. Trouble at the freak show. And it's going to take a werewolf detective to unravel all the sordid details. That's next time on Werewolf Detective. Right after, I don't know. All right. There you be like the opening scene. I'm at my wit's end. Maybe we can give her one of these too. You know. Looks more like a dog, though. You know. Yeah, I kind of screwed this up. Damn it. Oh, damn it. All right. Definition of her legs. Yes. 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 All right, we'll let that sit for a while. um, anyway, it's like, it's just like Mannix, except it's werewolf detective. So this would be like, the action. If it was a movie series. And sometimes they would do kind of almost like movie poster type things. Promos in the old TV guide. So, like the detective shows and stuff, the cases were never so bland as, the guy's getting workers' compensation because he claims he has a bad back, and meanwhile, the detective gets footage of him jumping on a trampoline and all that kind of stuff, and he's a liar and he's guilty of fraud and all that, and then even the divorce stuff is like, yeah, he's cheating, and pictures of him meeting up with some whore somewhere. And there you go. Oh well, she'll bring these to the lawyer, and there you go. It's underway. She's going to get the house and all that, and that's how that would go. Well, those cases never make it to the show because they don't involve murder and stuff like that. So, and he didn't have to jump out a window and get shot or shoot somebody, stuff like that, So you're like, yeah, but that's the stuff we want to see. So the regular job is not seen. Let's see. Nodak, hit the like button. Yes, listen to Nodak. Nodak, Werewolf Detective's least favorite TV show? Silver Spoons. Chief Judge Finity, I was a teenage werewolf. Teenage was wolf. Yeah, okay. Pam, I am cigarette smoking werewolf. Well, of course. I mean, can you blame him? He's stuck as a werewolf. Nodak Werdorf on golf. Nodak Magnum Pig. Chief Judge Finity Sherlock Hogg. Nodak TJ Howler. Yeah, there you go. Nodak The Rockford Files. Hey, Thompson Doug. Do you own a roller ruler? I did. I had a drafting table and all that, but it fell in disrepair and I just gave it up. Carla Burton. Hey, everybody, please like and share this stream. Why, thank you, Carla. Excellent idea. Nodak, Hal Street Blues. Yes. Well, that was back when he was still on the force. Nodak, I can't quite make it out. Matley Can instead of Matlock. Or Motley Can. Carla Burton, nice nodal. Nodal. Oh, you mean Nodak. Carla Burton, Nodak. Dang, spell correct. Okay. Nodak, Oinkley Murders in the building. Carla Burton, I felt that sigh from New Zealand, Douglas. Well, these things happen. Okay. So, let's see. Now I gotta do this like so. Again, she had a great bust. You know, she just did. It's one of those strange things in life. Oops. And she has a third leg. Isn't the pig's head enough? No, no, it is not. I don't know. I suppose I could put it in that she was the mistress of Cersei's boyfriend. Cersei turns her into a pig. Yeah, I'd have to come up with something where, like, hey, why isn't he just like a werewolf? You know, he turns into one on a full moon or something like that. And it's like, well, the ex girlfriend witch wasn't very good at being a witch. It screwed up the spell. Probably drunk, you know. Wasn't really thinking. Well, was thinking that she was mad at him, you know. And he's stuck as a werewolf now. Yeah. Still looks very dog-like. Right? Oh, werewolf detective. Um, and now we get to the mysterious husband and our boyfriend. And yeah, he's not gonna like werewolf detective sticking his nose in his business. Yes, it's Chimp Pimp. She should have known better than to fall in love with her pimp. But, well. So then we, like, have a bunch of explosions and stuff. Because, why not? Uh, Draw a car, speeding out of there. There's always a car. He gets chased. And what's the model? I don't know. I'm just making it up. It's the model is car. So, and have another explosion back here. Oh yeah, and there was supposed to be like a police captain character. He doesn't particularly like Werewolf Detective. He's always giving him crap, but they both reluctantly end up working together on whatever criminal crap they run into. It's always something that he'll try to pin on him, and I didn't know what to do. And then that maybe the detective would be a warlock or something, something horror related, and all that kind of stuff. So there we go. Tonight on Werewolf Detective, it was a simple case of infidelity that turned into murder. Of course, I wouldn't want to kill off Chimp Pimp. He could be a regular character. Or he becomes the pimp with the heart of gold. It actually, you know, solves crimes on his own. Gets a spin-off series. That would be a good game. Running around ripping people's faces off with his feet. Are you sure you want to piss off the chimp? What's the worst that could happen? Somebody doesn't. He's too stupid. He doesn't understand what's at risk. Oh boy. Some people gotta learn the hard way. I can remember my days laboring under the tutelage of Tarzan, Lord Greystoke. It was Greystoke, wasn't it? I can't remember. Yeah, most people know the Tarzan from the Johnny Weissmuller stuff, but apparently it wasn't like that. Sure, he was raised by apes, but they found him. They tried to return him to society, and he was just like, "Look, I'm just gonna want to hang out naked all the time, so I'm going back to the jungle." And boy, Jane was willing to put up with that. That's amazing. She sure did. Well, for a while anyway, but you know, How long do you think that relationship lasted? I'm gonna get tired of that crap. I don't know how the book went, but I probably didn't name his son Boy. You know,
But Tarzan, we have to come up with a name.
Boy,
Well, yes, he's a boy, but I mean, we did.
Boy.
I, I, all right.
That was it. So of course, Pig Lady's line. I gotta look up. Man, why do I gotta do this? You see pigs so many times. Well, over the course of life. Um, yeah, yeah, it's not quite like that. Boy, did I screw this up. Um, the snout would be very prominent. Yeah. There we go. That's a little better. Isn't that nice? I think so. Because I really want her to look her best. Werewolf detective. Yeah, I suppose with the police captain that doesn't like him, and he doesn't like him, and yet werewolf detective is the law's best friend. There we go. Oh no, something blew up. Yeah. I don't know, they're probably involved in some sort of shenanigans dealing with the local chemical plant or something. There's always some crap like that. And it gets blown up. And quite a few local politicians don't want the word to get out that they've had their way with Hogatha. You know. I can't blame them. Then again, I can't blame them for attempted murder. There you go. It's Werewolf Detective. Bam, 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 bam. I don't know what town to base Werewolf Detective in. Or if it's I don't know, some sort of Hauntopolis or some shit like that. I should have known better than to move to a town called Hauntopolis. I should have known even better than to date a woman who was a witch. But I didn't know better. I had to learn the hard way. There we go. Oops. Keep banging the microphone. A special Werewolf Detective. Brought to you by Jimmy Dean Sausages. Pork sausage. Mm. At least these days, the chimp would just be, CGI and stuff on the set. Because think of all the people who put their lives at risk working on movies and television with a monster. And they're all alive and unharmed only because the chimp just didn't feel like killing anybody that day. Yeah. It's like, I don't know how many seasons did BJ McKay and the bear go, you know, he's got to ride around with that chimp. And one day, you know, you never know. It's just like, you know what? I don't think I like this guy. But the show was canceled before any of that happened, you know. I don't know what residuals a chimp gets, you know. You know, and it's like, wow, did they screw him? I mean, are you sure you want to do that? Because, let's see here. Let me get, where was I last time? Dang spell check. I felt that sigh from this. Okay. Nodak Lycan, another name for werewolf. Yes, that is true. Nodak Serpigo instead of Serpico. Hog Day afternoon. and the reveal of the wife, quote unquote, is Hogatha. Fetch instead of Fletch, running out of older cop TV shows and movies. Yeah. Carla Burton. Carla Burton. The key to great storytelling, you know, why not? Yes. Or is Chimp Pimp an undercover cop? Chimp's California Highway Monkey Patrol. Yeah. It's chimps on motorcycles. Hey, Thompson, does that monkey have the pox? Well, he is a chimp pimp, but I don't think he swings that way. Carla Burton, a smiling emoji. Nodak Paul in order, yeah. Nodak Hogicide, life on the street. Oh, yeah. Nodak Hollywood. Yeah, that could work. A. Thompson. Oh, wow. Doug is actually good at this. Well, thank you, A. Thompson. Look at those fingernails. Doug could do hand modeling. Really? Yeah, I guess so. Never even noticed him. Nodak, Silver Spring, Maryland. Well, he wouldn't want. Well, see, I'm going with the original lore, so I don't know that silver would mean jack squat to werewolf. Carla Burton, if you watch this at twice the speed, Doug draws really fast. Well, yes. Carla Burton, a new pork. Yes. On the streets of New Pork. Chief Judge Affinity, I thought this was double speed. No, Dak. Silver City in California, Georgia. What is it? Indiana, Iowa, I guess. Michigan and Montana. Nodak, BJ and the Bear lasted four seasons. 4 seasons, taking his life in his hands when it could have ended up in the Bear's foot. Kevin, Doug clips fingernails before stream. No, that was last night. All right. Wow, I already did an hour. Maybe I'll color this at some point in the future. But I think I'll call it a night on this one. But I got to redo the head here. That doesn't work at all. A little better here. So that's something. Well, maybe I could do that. And just draw her worried face as she enters. And then Photoshop can handle the rest. That just lates its time. Let me go back to my picture of pigs. I'm talking about the pigs. Doom, 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 doom. Pigs. Doom, 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 doom. Pigs. Yeah, it would be like that. Why's it got to be like that? I don't know. That's the way it is. You got to be. Oh, wait. We don't want her angry at this point. She's all, I need help. Uh, there you are. No need to clutch your pearls. I mean, I wouldn't have thought of a pig and a chimp, being in love or anything. But then again, never would have thought a pig and a frog would either. But that's what the Muppets did. So, but you just never know. The one true one for you could be right outside the door in the pig pen. Yeah. There we go. There. That's better. Yes. Yes. Anyway, I got to get back to the Nelson show and fix up the night episode, which is going longer than I anticipated. October is nearly upon us, and I'll have to switch to all, Halloween related stuff is what I tend to do for October. And another season of The Cruise, which I need to do. I did videos on the Locals channel with a bunch of that stuff, but I'm thinking the podcast version is the way to go. With a thumbnail and just put it in there, and basically putting all the night stories on there. I got out of sequence though. There was a couple of them that came before the ones that came, that kind of thing, out of order. But they're all going to be there. And then, of course, the marathons. But eventually, I think the individual episodes will pretty much just be on Locals. That sort of thing. Anyway, Werewolf Detective. And going to have to come up with a story for that. A regular feature of the adventures of Werewolf Detective. When he goes to the bar, plays pool, maybe cards, whines about where his life went wrong, and then on occasion goes to the grocery store. That sounds like fun, doesn't it? Okay, let me finish up the chat. Chief Judge Finity. Wait, is this live? No, it's not. A. Thompson says, yes, it's live. Well, A. Thompson says, Doug is alive. Well, for now. Chief Judge Finity, well, that explains the interaction with the chat. All right, you got me. It's live. Hey, Thompson, no good werewolf movies recently. No, there's going to be a new Wolfman movie. I saw this thing where they had a display at one of the parks, and the guy was in the getup for what the wolf was going to look, the werewolf was going to look like, and whew, it stunk. So I don't know, but it was gonna be Wolfman, another one, following after they did the Invisible Man, and they want to do new versions of those old characters. I don't think they're gonna follow the Dark Universe thing anymore, but they are opening the Dark Universe park, so I don't know. Anyway, I didn't mind the Del Toro Wolfman movie. Lots of people hated it, but even that one was 14 years ago. Yeah, I didn't see it, so I don't know. Remember Silver Bullet? The priest was I do remember that one. Yeah. Hey, Thompson, the crazy uncle builds a fast wheelchair for the crippled kid. Yeah. Kevin says, good night to Doug and his squeaky chair. Yeah, I know. Here it is. The chair says good night too. Carla Burton, there were sound effects, Kevin, for atmosphere. Yes. That's yes. There is no chair. I'm standing the whole time I do this. Anyway, there we go. Another night of Mr. Nelson drawing stuff. That's something. It is something. You can't say it's nothing because I did something. See how that works? All right. Have a good night, everybody. Probably won't be able to do another one until maybe Monday night. So again, have a good night.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my friend. It hurts to set you free, but you'll never follow me because this is the end. This is the end. This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my friend. It hurts to set you free, but you'll never follow me because this is the end. This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my friend. It hurts to set you free, but you'll never follow me because this